What's up guys, my name is Zach, and today we're going to be talking about the Clix keyboard case. And it's more like fangirling over it, but, you know, whatever. So, like many of you, maybe, or maybe I'm just that old now, I grew up in a BlackBerry age where, um, you know, everyone who wanted to be something or was in corporate America or whatever, government, heck, even my school principal, they had a BlackBerry. And that was an impression on my brain that successful people had Blackberries. To me, Blackberries were really cool. They were different from the Motorola Razr, they were different from the Sidekick, and they just seemed sophisticated. And the way that we almost saw iPhones not too long ago, they were for wealthier people. And though that's not necessarily the truth today, and I think most of us know that, we miss that tactileness. We miss that connection between us and the device we're using sometimes. And I feel like in today's age, sometimes we just don't get that. I think that's why some of us like our big DSLR cameras and anything with clicky buttons or switches. In a world of iPhone and Teslas where buttons are kind of disappearing, clicks exist. And I'm super excited because at first I didn't want to buy one, right? It's a lot of money to ask for a case. But it's not just a case, it does more than that. And I get it. Like, as someone who owned a BlackBerry Curve and a couple more Blackberries, as you can see from all of these B-roll clips, I really enjoy my keyboards, and this does it. This does it for me. So, I have a first gen case and this iPhone 16 Pro case. I got this on day one. I pre-ordered it, and I only have some small complaints, but they're more to do with software not being compatible with each other. I am running the iOS 18.2 beta, I believe. Yes, the 18.2 beta. And so there are some weird things that happen, and I don't think that it is fair for me to portray them in this video, but I will tell you about them in case you are planning to buy it and you are running the beta. But for the most part, everything else is so good. The backlit keyboard, the way that on this generation the keys just curve just right, the pass-through data mode, which hasn't worked for me at all. Again, it's the beta. I'll just be randomly using it, and with the latest update, you can get a dynamic island like live activity about data mode, and it'll just randomly kick in. Some chargers won't charge the device. Like, I'm pretty sure it's the iOS beta. I don't blame Clix for this in particular, because I'm not seeing people have this issue per se. I can't get the emoji keyboard to pop up on this beta. So there's a lot of things, but the typing is so much fun, and at day one you're going to be a little slow, but by the end of the week you will be just as fast as you were, especially if you've used a BlackBerry or something, or maybe you're still using Blackberries, because, you know, Android Blackberries exist. And I don't know, like, I wanted to review this device, but the more I went to review it, the more I just realized I'm just going to fangirl over it, and there was just no point to call this a review when I'm just going to tell you, if you want a clickiness keyboard, that tactileness, that feeling back, just get this. Um, I don't know what to tell you. Now, there are some things I do notice that the battery drain is, at least in the settings app, it does say that it drains like 20% of my overall battery. To mitigate this, I've started turning off the backlight during the day and then only turning it on at night. They're super easy. There's a bunch of shortcuts to do it. There's even keys to press to do it. So don't worry about that. I will say, having the 16 Pro Max, I thought that I would be, it'd be a bit unwieldy, right? It is a tall phone, and then you're adding this much to it, but it doesn't. The way that they've engineered this case, I can really grip it like this, and go to typing, and I'm fine. Or I type a lot one-handed. Which I've missed those days. I felt like I couldn't really type one-handed on the iPhone 16 Pro Max with just its display, just because of the way you had to hold it. But with this keyboard case, I can kind of just rest my finger here at the bottom here and go to typing. I really haven't had an issue. I would say I would probably prefer the smaller Pro with the keyboard case on it, but yeah, there's no real complaint. I wish that it was a sliding mechanism, kind of like the BlackBerry Priv, so that we could tuck it away when we don't need it. But I, I don't know if you could get the same feeling. And as you've seen from the B-roll, if I haven't played it yet, then you'll see it now. The clickiness between all of them, I just feel like they did it better with this. It feels like a good BlackBerry made BlackBerry. And that's neat. Okay, so this wasn't a review. Again, it's me fangirling over an old case, or an old times, and a case that brings that back and itches that part of my brain. But yeah, when you're in your 30s and this is what you grew up with, this is the case for you. All right, guys. See you in the next one.